It's that verse to make it go. All right. What's up, wonderful people? My name's AJ Akpodiete, but you can call me AJ for short, and I'm back with another video. It is January 6th, 2020, and I'm super excited for the video that I've got for you guys today. As with any beginning of the year, it's that time. People are talking about goals, talking about New Year's resolutions. Everybody's got things that they want to change and do differently. I love this time of year. I enjoy it, January and stuff. Things just seem right to me a lot of the times in January. With that being said, I oftentimes hear people say around this time, like, I don't do New Year's resolutions, or, no one ever achieves their New Year's resolutions, so I'm not going to do it. And that when people say stuff like that, it kind of makes me feel some type of way. But yesterday I saw this video by Dave Ransey that I wanted to react to and kind of just say some thoughts on, because I think he hits on some of the things that people are saying already, but puts it forward in a bit of a different light, and maybe there's something for us to glean here from it. So let me go ahead and switch this camera view real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and hop on in here. But all right. I have the actual stream open in another tab, so let me close that. If anyone doesn't know who Dave Ransey is, he makes YouTube videos. I mean, he's like a business personality guy, and so sometimes on his show, people call in with their questions about money and finance and stuff. And he has other people on his show who also have their own little side businesses and projects and parts in his company, and they study and work on different things. So one of them, Chris Hogan, who's in this particular video, he studies millionaires and looks at people's habits and stuff. And so both Dave Ramsey and Chris did some interesting things, and I just wanted to just talk about a few of them. Let me know if there's anything wrong with the levels or anything like that as I go through this.
41% of Americans make New Year's goals and resolutions. Only 8% end up keeping them. 60% already threw in the towel before they started, apparently.
Okay, so I don't know if you caught that. He said 41% of Americans. Here, let me get their exact number.
41% of Americans make New Year's goals and resolutions.
Okay, 41% of Americans make New Year's goals and resolutions.
Only 8% end up keeping them.
Only 8% end up keeping them.
60% already threw in the towel before they started, apparently. What? And here's what we know. We know that people don't set goals because they don't think they can hit them.
Right. I mean, 8%? Only 8. I mean,
that's why we call people successes.
Golly.
Now, I didn't actually know that the number was that low. I didn't know that it was only 8%. I'd kind of assumed, my whole life, oh, yeah, people work on their goals and stuff, and people do their best, and kind of maybe it's 50-50 or something. Yeah, they're definitely, the slight echo. There we go. And so I was very surprised to find out that the number was only 8%. And it kind of got me thinking to myself, what's going on here? And I don't really have an answer for that or anything, but I just thought it was interesting. Only 8% of people actually stick to their New Year's resolutions. Here, let me pull this back up. And then make sure that. So let me know how the audio sounds, by the way. I want to make sure that there's nothing wrong.
Successful.
Yeah. I mean, being able to stick
work clothes on and knock things out. So I always wanted to ... Okay, then this. And here's what we do now.
Let me find this spot here.
We do know that we all, even though it's unpopular and politically incorrect to talk about winning versus losing, we all admire people who achieve their goals. We call them successes.
Right. Absolutely. We all admire people who achieve their goals. Even though sometimes, we get on this, interesting wave of like, I don't set goals because no one ever achieves their goals. Even still, in a sense, like we know that we internally see people who achieve their goals and achieve the things that they want. And we admire them. And we say, oh, I want to be like that person. Or you think about musicians or athletes and things like that. So we internally know that achieving goals is not a bad thing. Yet we still, for some reason, try and demonize this idea of setting goals in January. Why do we do such a thing? So they keep going for a little bit, talk a little bit more about goals, and then they kind of go into exactly how Chris Hogan and Dave Ramsey look at goals, and how they set them. They go over something kind of similar to SMART goals. It's not exactly that. Let me find the time. Yeah, I wrote it down. It's 4 minutes and 51 seconds. So they talk about goals in being specific, measurable, time-based. And then the next two that they say, I think, are really, really interesting. I want to share these with you.
And so you've got specific, measurable, time limit in writing. This was the game changer for me.
Okay, so that was the game changer for him. Putting his goals in writing. Besides being, SMART goals, SMART, specific, measurable, I think achievable and realistic are two of them. He also says putting it in writing.
Even back in college days, our coach would have us write down, what are you going to do in this upcoming ball game?
Yeah.
And I'll
number
never
of
forget.
tackles.
Yeah, write it down.
How many tackles? What was your what was the highest number of tackles you had in the game?
Oh, I think 14 or 15.
Did you just lie?
No.
Really?
No. Because I put it down, and that little man would read the goal, and if you didn't hit it, you felt accountable.
I mean, people, you were coming over the middle as a middle linebacker, hitting somebody.
I was doing things
14, 15 times. That scares the crap out of me. I'm just saying.
Made my heart happy.
It makes me scared.
Flashback.
I'm gonna scoot over here a little
bit.
bit.
But listen here. So the specific, measurable, have a time limit in writing, and this last one is huge.
This last one is huge. Ready?
It's got to be yours. And as we talk about this, other people can have goals and thoughts and
My
things
wife
for
wants
you.
me to lose weight.
No,
that won't work.
It's not going to work. Your dad wants you to become a pastor.
Oh, God.
Ain't going to work.
It's got to be yours. I think about goals a lot, and I think about the things that I want to achieve. And for me, they're things that I know are going to make me happy. And I think, hey, maybe you're the kind of person who is also, kind of on that wave of, hey, I don't really set goals. I don't believe in goals, stuff like that. But you probably would want to achieve the things that would make you happy or that you would enjoy. So why do we then come on the first of the year and say, no, I don't set goals. I don't set New Year's resolutions. And maybe it's because we're so used to having it in our minds that New Year's resolutions are like, I'm gonna go to the gym more often, or I'm gonna lose weight, or things like that. But maybe we could set new goals in a different way. Perhaps goals that are less about what we achieve, but more about who we are going to become. And that's what I want to talk about in the next video that I'm going to record right after this. But I wanted to share this this Bible verse with you guys because I think it's really, I don't know, it's one that I hear a lot around this time of the year. That kind of reminds me of why I think goal setting is important. And it's Habakkuk chapter 2, and it says, The Lord replies, write down the message I am giving you. Write it clearly on the tablets you use. Then a messenger can read it and run to announce it. The message I give you waits for the time I have appointed. It speaks about what is going to happen, and all of it will come true. It might take a while. But wait for it. You can be sure it will come. It will happen when I want it to. And this part right here, you know, I'm sure if you've grown up around church, you probably heard people say, write down the vision and make it plain. Write down the message I'm giving you. Write it clearly on tablets you use. For some reason, you know, God wanted to tell Habakkuk, hey, this is something that's going to be important, what I'm about to tell you. I'm going to give you a vision for something that's, you know, forward, for like a way for the people to live. And I haven't read Habakkuk in quite some time, but you know, so like I don't really remember what the vision was about. But there's something valuable about taking the things that we believe in and writing them down and actually saying, hey, I want to do something about this. I hit the wrong transition. This is what I was trying to do. I want to do something about this. So, hey, it's the question I have, I guess, kind of for you guys is, hey, this year, what if, you know, like Dave Ramsey said, only 41% of people are writing New Year's resolutions. Only 8% are actually going to succeed. If you knew that writing down your goals, being specific about them, making them measurable, making them time-based, putting them in writing, and having it be something that you truly genuinely care about. If you knew that doing those 5 things were going to make you more likely to be successful and we're going to make it so that you could live the life that you want to live, then I feel like you might actually be down with New Year's resolutions. You might actually be down with New Year's goals. So I just wanted to just come on here and encourage you and say, like, hey, you know, in other areas of our lives, like, we don't say, oh, I missed out on brushing my teeth today. I guess I'm never going to brush my teeth again. You know, or we don't say, oh man, I guess I stayed up late today. I'm never going to go to bed at a reasonable time again. You know, oh man, I missed an assignment in school. I guess I'm just, you know, like, you get what I'm trying to say, obviously. So look, these are the thoughts that I've got going on. Let me know if you guys agree, if you disagree, and what you think in the comments down below. Then I'm going to interact with the live stream chat for a little bit, and we're going to chat about my own personal goals. And I'm literally going to go through how I set goals with you guys. I'm going to set my 2021 goals, or I'm going to start the process. We're going to look at my goals from last year together right after this. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching the replay and if you're watching live, then stick around while we get into this next video.
Yeah. So much vibes, I just can't even try it. Yeah. It's that verse to make it go.
All right, cool. That's right. Maya said she's learning that goals require grace. Absolutely. You know, I feel like, you know, I look back at the goals that I set, and, you know, oftentimes I don't truly accomplish every single goal, but I think cool stuff comes from us setting them and then stepping towards them. Even if it's not how do I put it? It's not the destination that matters. Sometimes it's the journey. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Who else is in here? I wonder, how do I see how long I've been streaming for so I know how long that video was? Not really sure. But all right, so I am about to go through and show you guys some of my goals from last year, and we're literally going to set some of my 2021 goals right here and right now. I'm pretty excited. I have trouble looking at this camera because it's up there. All right, I'm going to come over here. All right, time to hit this transition.
Yeah. So much vibes, I just can't even try it.
それは私
Yeah. It's that verse that make you go.
What's up, wonderful people? My name's AJ Akpodiete, but you can call me AJ for short. And I'm back with another video. We just, in the live stream, talked about responding to Dave Ramsey's video about New Year's resolutions. And you know what? I think, maybe I could be off base, and maybe I'm just being prideful or something. But I think perhaps, like, maybe the reason why a lot of people don't like New Year's resolutions, maybe why a lot of people don't like New Year's goals is because the way that they do it is maybe it's different than the way that I do it. Because for some reason I just love New Year's. I just love setting new goals and stuff for the new year. So I'm thinking maybe there's just a different, maybe we're talking about different things. So I want to talk about the why and the how behind how I set goals. So I want to share this passage that's always been really meaningful for me, kind of after looking at the goals that I set in 2020. So first things first, let me pull up Chrome and make sure that all my audio stuff is correct. I'm new to live streaming and stuff. So right here we got goals for 2020. I made this a year ago. Yeah. And just so you guys know, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna go to details. How do I show the details? Wow, it's here somewhere. Oh, the details are already showing that over here. Last modified January 31st, 2020. So I'm not lying on you right here. I also have one called Goals for 2021 for 2020 second half. I might open that one too and show you guys those. But I'm gonna show you what my goals look like. And then we're gonna write mine for 2021. So the first thing that I wanted to show is I kind of put make my goals in 4 sections. The first thing I do is I split up my life into a bunch of buckets. And so these buckets are like let's say your buckets might be, you have your physical goals, your financial goals, like work related, and they're school related. Maybe those are the 3 areas of your life. Maybe you have more. Maybe you're like me and you volunteer in a ministry. That would be a bucket. That's a section of your life. Maybe you do music. That would also be a bucket because that's an area of your life. I've got all these different buckets. So over here, you see I've got spiritual, family, ministry, music, social media, school, and finances. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's seven different goals. And kind of like in spiritual, I'd say spiritual goals and physical goals for me are often the same. But I didn't really set any physical goals for last year because I was like, whatever. And so let's just look through here. I got spiritual goals to listen to sermons once a week and take a weekly Sabbath walk, like take a walk on my Sabbath and learn stuff. And then I had goals for my family, like I wanted to visit Santa Clarita once a month. I had goals for my music, like I wanted to release 12 songs last year. And if you saw my video of what I'm thankful for from 2020, I said, hey, I actually got 13. So, but look, release a mixtape in February. I did not do that. Release an EP in June. I did not do that. 6 songs on Spotify. I got 4, not 6. So some of these things I did hit, some of them didn't. Obviously, look, one of my goals for last year was to get 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. I do not have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So you can clearly see that some of these goals are ones that I hit, some of them I didn't, but a lot of them are, you can see that they're really numerical. So like 12, or like they're time-based, like February, June, 5,000. Like I didn't just say, do more YouTube. I said, hey, no, I want to have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Some of them are kind of general, like school, graduate, because that's what it is. In finances, I broke down how much money I wanted to make last year. So I split my life into different buckets, and then I put down what I want to accomplish in those different buckets. The second thing I do is, let me try and do this in the right order, because I'm about to do it again. Okay. Is I write down the identity that I want to step into the new year with. I look at goals as it's a means to an end. I want to develop new habits that will help me become 1% better every day, so that at the end of the year I can see that I'm a totally different person, and that I'm better in some way. And so I put down some identity statements of what I want to be like. So last year, my identity statements were, all right, I wanted to be consistent, I wanted to be wise, and I wanted to be a practitioner. Like I didn't want to be someone who talks about it. I want to be someone that bees about it. And yes, I am going to sub again. Someone just asked, but I just came back into the country, so I have to quarantine for a little while. Consistent, wise, practitioner. And so what I'll do is, from those identity statements, I'll put myself in their buckets. I wrote down identity statements. The third thing I'll do is I'll pick primary goals. So based on the identity, like the person that I want to become, and the goals that I wrote down, like, for example, with wise, I wanted to stick with the budget, have a $1,000 emergency fund. For consistent, I wanted to spend time with friends once a week. I wanted to spend time with one kid in our high school ministry and one leader in our college ministry once a week. I wanted to develop a system for dancing, writing, and producing that would make me more consistent. I'll take from these and I'll write down what my primary goals are. So these are the real, like, resolutions, I guess you could say, that I have. If you were to really, like, narrow it down, there should be like 3 things that you really, really want to happen at the end of the year. And so one was I wanted to have 3 best friends, which I know is like a weird goal to have, but for me, I think it was important. And so then underneath that, I wrote, hey, what identity does this accomplish? I wanted to be a good friend. I wanted to be held accountable, and I wanted to be sharpened. And so I wrote down what habits I would need for that. So to see friends once a week, either go to an event or just hang out. I wanted to say, hey, I'm going to pray for that friend every day. Hey, once a month, I'm going to try and go on an adventure with these friends. So I gave myself something to do daily, something to do weekly, and something to do monthly to help accomplish this goal of having, hey, I want to have 3 best friends. And that's because I want to be able to be held accountable. I want to be sharpened. I want to become a better friend. I want to become, just like the kind of person who's more friendly. Here, I'll skip this one because it might not be super relevant. Actually, no, we'll talk about this one. So I wanted to have 10,000 followers on my Instagram and TikTok. So what did I do? The identity statements is practitioner, consistent, and also I wanted to be a good marketer, because I feel like marketing is kind of at the core of all of the stuff that I want to do. And so, hey, that would mean posting every day, learning a new song every week on guitar, piano, and then posting choreography every week. I didn't really put a monthly goal on this one, but I had up here, as you saw, a I want to release 12 songs. 12 songs in a year kind of comes out to, 6 songs. I mean, like 1 song a month. Sorry. Math. So the idea here is how can I become the person that I want to be, and then what are the habits that I'm going to make stepping into the new year, because the habits are the 1% difference every day that'll add up and compound into. I don't really know what 1% multiplied out 365 times is, but it's a big number, and it's not 365. You'd think it is, but they're exponents, so it's so here's and then the final thing is themes, and so I like to have themes of what I'm going to look at during the year, and things that I kind of see show up in multiple goals. So on the one for last year, I wrote down, hey, I want to be a practitioner, consistent, vision, freedom. Like I wanted to be financially free, which is why I wanted to pay off my credit cards last year. Responsibility. I figured that, hey, I wanted to do better ministry wise, and requires responsibility. Wisdom, hey, I wanted to be smart about learning how to market and learning how to create better choreography, learning how to market my music better, learning how to use social media better. These are things that I wanted: to be a practitioner, to be consistent, to have vision, freedom. And these are kind of identity statements too. So like practitioner, consistent, those are both things that I had down there in the identity that I wanted in 2020. Does that make sense? Oh well, someone's trying to give me an Instagram video call. Let me put that away. So that being said, I'm gonna trim this later. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna write down some goals for 2021. So this is exactly what the process looks like. I'm gonna have my different buckets, and they're gonna be like, I'm gonna have some spiritual goals. I know I want to have some family goals. Ministry, music. And then instead of writing social media, I'm gonna write YouTube. Financial goals. And I think that's it. Oh, well, here I'll put spiritual / physical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so then I'll start separating these, and I'll say, okay. It's actually not the most exciting thing in the world to watch someone putting down their goals. But I just think about, hey, what are the kind of things that I want to accomplish this year? I have a little thing on my phone, a note that I started a little bit ago. Let me pull this up. So I take the entire month of January to set up my goals, because I feel like that's what works out best for me. No, not my task list. Where are those goals? Okay. It was just like a brainstorm. Okay, so one of my goals for myself, so like when I say spiritual or physical, it's like these are like for AJ. We can even just things that benefit me and really like me alone. So one of them was I want to serve in church. So like they're not like, we're gonna refine these over time. I know that I am starting therapy this year. So I'm going to say 12 sessions of therapy. So that probably breaks down to about 1 every month. I want to start doing shoulder and back workouts. Now here's what you don't want to write. You don't want to write get in shape. No. You don't want to write work out more. No, those are not goals. Those are intentions, which are cool, but they're not goals. You know what? So I'm gonna write here, hey, maybe a better way for me to put it is work out 5 times a week. Yeah, I think that's good. Music wise, I already kind of know what my music goals are. I know that I want to put out 24 songs this year. I know I want to have 9 commercial releases, so like songs that'll show up on Spotify and Apple Music. I know, I think that was it. Let's say I'm thinking I want to do 5 collaborations this year. I already have 2 lined up. I think I can make 3 more happen. YouTube. I'm thinking, hey, you know what? The goal for this year, 1,000 subscribers. We're starting the year with like 111. So 1,000 subscribers for YouTube. You know, let's write YouTube/social media. So yeah, I'm giving myself a number. It's specific. And that can be measured, obviously, because as time goes on, you know exactly how many subscribers you have. What was I going to say? Oh, post. What's it called? Post twice a week. I also want to post on Instagram. I'm gonna say daily. Well, I'm not gonna say daily. I'm gonna say 7 times a week. The reason why I'm gonna say that is because obviously I'm gonna miss, but certain days I'm probably gonna upload twice. So that's probably specify. Upload on YT twice a week. So I'm making some of these more input based. So hey, I get to choose that I upload on YouTube twice a week. So it's not, you know, like my goal is not get more views. No. Even kind of the 1,000 subscribers one, some would say like, oh, you shouldn't put a number on it. But I think it's good to have like a metric to go off of. Financial goals. I currently work like 2 jobs and do music. So one of my goals is going to be to, hey, have 1 job by the end of the year. So like right now I substitute teach and I work in ministry and then I do music and YouTube. So I'm hoping to have just 1 job by the end of the year. And make Maya and I have similar goals. Yes. Make more. What's it called? I'm trying to think of how much I should say I want to make off of music and stuff because, I mean, I don't really make that much money off of music. I make like $1 every month. Oh, here we go. Make my first $100 from Spotify. Those Spotify checks are not very nice. So we're gonna try to make some more money next year. Let's see. Okay, coming back up here to ministry goals. So I work for a high school ministry, but it's like an umbrella for a bunch of different ministries. So I have the high school ministry section and a college ministry section. So I'm probably gonna write a couple of goals for high school and college, and so maybe what this will look like is, again, trying to be habit based and like what can I input. I'm probably gonna say do Bible studies with 3 guys. I'll specify like 3 high school guys. I'll say do weekly Bible studies with high school guys. And so the idea is here, hey, once a week, I want to get together with 3 of the guys from the high school ministry and do a Bible study. And then maybe for college, I might say, here we go. Meet 1 new person every week. And then maybe even get coffee with 1 COU student a week. And I do this not to make it like a legalistic, like, oh, you have to do this, AJ, in order to be good at doing ministry, or even I know some people get weird about setting goals around, faith-based things. But for me, I know that if I write it down here, this is going to push me to not be lazy and just sit at home watching Netflix all day. We don't want that. And then goes for my family. My family lives a little bit further away than they used to. So it'll probably look like something like call my parents and probably call immediate family members. I'll say 3 times a week, because I got a certain point I was trying to go every day, like calling my family members every day, but then I would forget, and then if I forget one day, I'd forget the next day. So I'll just say like, hey, let's go 3 times a week, because that's like every other day. I love my family. I'm just really forgetful. Let's see, and then maybe visit Marietta once a month. I think that should work. So look, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that's a lot of goals. I think I have more. Let me open up here. Good at meaningful friendships. Oh yeah. And so obviously some of these are going to be a little funnier. I'm going to be like deeper French. Hold on, I'm going to get back to that one. Maybe 100 YouTube videos. Oh, hold up. For YouTube, I want to make 100 YouTube videos this year. Yeah, I might even take off this subscriber one, because now that I'm thinking about it, I probably want to stay more input based than I want to be what's it called? Response based, I guess. Start serving in church. Oh, women serving. I have 3 best friends. Oh, you know what? This year, I want to finish 4 books. I am an incredibly slow reader. Oh my. I'm like really bad at reading. Like I read at half the speed of the national average or something like that. I timed it. a couple years ago, and it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. However, I found that reading definitely helps me be like more calm and helps me grow intellectually. So you know what? This year we're reading 4 books. Last year I finished one, but I finished one, but I was reading like 3 throughout the whole year. Monthly DOS. So DOS is a day of solitude. It's a day where you spend like 4 to 6 hours kind of just by yourself and, turn your phone off and stuff. So I want to try and do one of those every month. A lot of monthly things in here. Let's see. Visit family once a month. I had a really funny thing written on here. All right, I had a couple more music ones I wanted to write down. So right now I currently play 6 instruments. And so one of my goals this year is to expand that and say, hey, I want to know how to play 12 instruments. So like right now I play piano, cajon, conga, djembe, guitar, and ukulele. So I'm thinking, acoustic guitar. So I don't know how I'm going to get that number up to 12. I'm thinking probably, I started trying to learn drum kits last year, 2020. So probably add drum kits in there, electric guitar, bass. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find some more instruments to learn because I want to get to 12 somehow, some way. But that'll probably look like, hey, if I have 6 more instruments to learn, then I'll probably have to spend, 2 months on average learning each one. But those will compound over time. I think so. Hey, we try. But thank you, Maya. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff put down in these buckets. Now we're gonna write some identity statements. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to keep this up as public, because the longer the video gets, the more I'm gonna get slayed in the algorithm. So, but you know what? This is the important, boring stuff that I think is valuable. And hey, let me know if this is similar or different from how other people do their goals for the new year, because I'm just operating off of the assumption. Or I was operating off the assumption that this was similar, but maybe not. So now I'm trying to be like, okay, maybe there's something different. I'm just going to show you guys how I do mine. Okay, so who do I want to be this year? Good question, AJ. Good question. I think some things honestly carry over. Like I definitely do feel like I want to do better, friendship and stuff, and be more compassionate. I want to be a better listener, for sure. That's not really reflected in these goals that I put down here. But perhaps I could, like if I want to finish 4 books, that has to do with listening, Bible studies, getting coffee, meeting new people. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, so let's say maybe I want to become a better listener. Let me kind of look over here just to see, make sure I'm kind of bringing this over correctly. Oh, okay. Thanks, Maya. That's good to know. So I'm not a crazy man. I'm very glad. All right. Let's see what other common identity things I see in here. So like my reasoning for wanting to work out 5 times a week and do 12 sessions of therapy is like, hey, I don't just want to get by in life. I want to be healthy and, be the very best version of myself that I can. So maybe a word for that is either, you know, like healthy or excellent. I'll probably use the word excellent, you know, and then I know that, hey, the goals for that is, or, you know, yeah, we'll just put a slash there because we don't know what word to use. And so, hey, that's the 12 sessions. And 5, work out 5 times a week. And if you're wondering why it's specifically 5 times a week that I want to work out and not say work out every day, it's because I'm not going to work out on Sundays because I work out in the mornings, and I usually like to just chill on my Sunday mornings before church. And then I usually try and have one day where I like give myself some leeway to not have to work out every day. So that's why it's 5. So 7 days in a week, one day that I'm definitely not doing it, and then one day of wiggle room. And then I think that's also where the 4 books comes in. Let's see, other things in here that I see can go with the idea of being healthy or excellent. I mean, I personally feel like, hey, playing instruments for me is a pretty therapeutic thing. So I might even go in here and say, beyond playing 12 instruments, I probably want to, I should learn to play 12 instruments and then practice an instrument a day before dance. So like part of my workouts every day is like I dance, and so right before I start dancing, if I say that I'm gonna practice an instrument before, even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I know that I'm gonna do it because I know I always do my morning quiet time. I know I always work out and then dance. So like right in between there, we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna work on an instrument. So yeah. And then let's even go in here and just listener. And so I'm just filling in underneath these identity statements which goals adhere to them. You know, get coffee with one. Weekly Bible study. Jeez, guys. All right. And then reading 4 books. All right. So I know I want to become a better listener. I want to become more healthy and excellent. And this, you know, for me is probably going to be the, oh, wow, that's weird. It's probably be the most important one is, I want to create more, well, that's not really an identity statement. So I'm trying to not use verbs, but use nouns. Like, who do I want to be a year from now? I think I'll probably continue the word practitioner from last year's identity statements. So like right here I had, you know, practitioner. And so underneath that I had, hey, write daily and have all these followers and put out 12 songs. So from there, that's why we got the 100 videos on YouTube. And we got the post 7 times a week on Instagram. And hey, let me know if you guys want to see more of the, like, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I do a lot of really boring stuff like this that I think pays off a lot later on. So if you guys want to see more of the boring stuff that I do that helps make my life more fulfilling and things like that, then let me know. Post 7 times a week on Instagram. I'll put out 24 songs, and so the math behind this 24, and just to be understood, is there's 12 months in a year. If I put out 2 songs a month, when I say songs, I mean like little like including like commercial releases, and then also like just little covers and things for Instagram and SoundCloud and YouTube here and there. Just have 24. I know for a fact that in January I'm only gonna have 1, but I know in February, I know for a fact I'm gonna have at least 2, but I know I can make it 3. And then I know in December, I think. Well, we haven't planned out to December yet, but I'm shooting for multiple songs in December and multiple songs in July. June or July, we'll see. So this 24 is, hey, averaging out to 2 per month, but there'll be some months where I'm just not gonna have as much music. Let's see, I want to really hit these. I'm sure everyone's thinking most important. Learn to play. And by the way, if you're watching this video, make sure that you drop a like down below. Okay. Next thing, so we put our goals into buckets, and then identity statements. So the identity statements are, hey, I want to be a listener. I want to be healthy. I want to be a practitioner. These are the things this is who I want to be a year from now. So now I'm going to look at everything that I just wrote down, and I'm going to say, hey, what are the 3 that are the most important? And for me, I feel like this 100 videos on YouTube is going to feed into all of the other stuff that I'm going to do this year. And I know that's something that I personally really want to see happen. So I'm going to go primary goals. Number 1, 100 videos on YouTube. And then, all right, identity. What identity does that bring forward? Hey, practitioner. And then what's that gonna take? Yeah, let me change this to one of these. Yeah, there you go. So what habits is that gonna require? It's probably gonna require me filming 2 videos every week. It's probably going to require me having a planning session at the beginning of each month so I can look forward and plan the videos ahead of time. I'm probably going to need to clear a space in my schedule for like dedicated YouTube work time. So maybe you'll say like set specific time for YouTube strategizing. Would that be the right word? Strategizing. Okay, that's my first primary goal. 100 videos on YouTube. Let me see. Did I miss anything in that? Yeah. So identity, habits. Yes. Okay, so I'm supposed to write down. So filming 2 videos every week, planning session. So, yeah, once a month. What I don't want to write here is I don't want to write work on YouTube every day, because here's what's going to happen. I have 2 jobs already, so I know that I'm going to split my focus way too much if I try and do just 1 hour every day. So I might say I'm still figuring exactly how the ratios for this is going to work out, but maybe I'll say plan or record 4 times a week. Yeah, plan. Well, here, let me give yourself. Okay. I got it. 4 YouTube work sessions a week. So then I have time for filming. I have time for editing and making graphic design stuff and planning forward. Uploading doesn't take too long. Actually, uploading does take quite a while, but I'm thinking if I can find 4 little slots in the week where 2 of them are for working on videos and 2 of them are for like the releasing of and marketing of videos and stuff. That should work. That should make sense. Does this make sense? If it does, I don't want to take up all the time in the world, but this right here is how I set my goals. So I'm going to continue this, throughout the whole month and whatnot. This is really what I'm showing you guys here. This is just the rough draft, and like over time, like I'll make changes, I'll even, spend some time, just praying and fasting and all that good stuff for all these miscellaneous things and getting some more clarity on exactly what I want the year to be like. But this right here is the value of writing down your goals. You start to see, and you're seeing me do it in real time, like thinking like, this is what I want, but what I don't want to say is this, because that's not feasible. So maybe something here is more feasible. Okay, let's do that. Get serious and get excited about, hey, the opportunities. Let me zoom in on my face. The opportunities for you to create something really cool and something really beautiful. So that's it. After this, of course, I'm going to write down the themes that show up throughout here for me to have in my mind and in prayer for the year. But that's all. So hey, if any of this stuff seems like it's valuable to you, then give it a shot, and even tell me down in the comments section below, what are some goals that you have for 2021, and what does your goal writing, goal making, goal creating process look like? All right, my name's AJ Akpodiete, but you can call me AJ for short, and I'm so excited and so happy that you watched this video. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, comment down below, and there's something else that I usually say. Oh yes, don't forget to have a real full life.
Yeah. So much vibes, I just can't even try it.
それは私
Yeah. It's that verse that make you go. Hop up on the beat and spit a factual. Contractual, I gotta spit that actual. Never tell